So why I find that stat line interesting is because PK and VQ will in fact face off against each other early, or I should say later today. One of those will drop down to a record of 8-2, which means Carnage Gaming, if they win this matchup here, they could theoretically be tied with either VQ or PK, and then maybe tomorrow have an opportunity to overtake their spot for second. So there's still a lot of moving pieces that are still to come, Colin.
Most definitely. Like I said earlier, you got to win with who's in front of you. So what you're going to get to see right now, right off the rip, I love that we went over to Jackson Absenz. One of the things that people have to remember, the snub is going to have a much slower rate of fire. Even with the active snub right now, you've got to hit your shots with that thing. It's still going to do the same damage, but that rate of fire has been slowed down. The weapon swap is as well slowed down. So you're going to see everybody kind of cross out. Going down in the situation, this is that moment right here, Taylor. Take note of these first 20 to 30 seconds. I called it a chess match. You see how everybody's playing timid? Does this look like a Carnage Gaming Morningstar matchup to you right now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they would have already been in each other's throats, brother. We know this, right? They would have been going at it, going in, just like Dsylexic is doing so. The train was cutting off those two members from Morningstar. Dsylexic falls, though. He'll be lighting up red. Absenz going in for the 2. He only needs one more shot onto Maniik, but he can't connect. Finally gets him, brings him down. But a lot of blood was shed, so Absenz is going to be the only one standing. 4 members ended up going down for CG. That leaves 3 members up for Morningstar. They're on B, they're pressuring in, they're going for the domination, and it looks like they're going to get it. A quick round, given the fact that, honestly, some of these rounds can be very, very lengthy in time, as we witnessed for Operation 5 tournament that we did a couple weeks back.
So here we go. That's what I was going to, real quick, I need to hollow this out. A lot of people are going to notice there's no way you can't tell the difference, even for the untrained eye. If you watched last Pro League and this Pro League, that was a lot of beautiful movement, but it was much, much slower. It almost looked like he was stuck in the mud at certain times. He was kind of sliding through that thickness. He had a lot of weight to that character. He was having to make those decisions about what he was going to do, where he was going to shoot, way before he even made it to that cover. It was a great little showcase by Absenz, really giving everybody at home a beautiful taste of what this tuning is like. And you can see he's going to poke his head out right there, try to up A around the corner. He's not going to make it inside of that pavilion area to challenge Jax, but Jax now is going to see the smokes come out. Absenz is going to rotate down. He's going to get marked out. And that's what people need to make sure they do. With the slower movement, you can get a lot more Lancer shots on. Getting those marks is very important. Getting that extra damage is extremely important. And here comes the aggression by Carnage, and it's shut down quickly by Morningstar.
Second time it's shut down, in fact, right? Now into the second round. It looks like Morningstar Gaming is playing very well as a collective unit. Carnage Gaming struggling to do anything against him.
Go with the flash grenades out. Everybody's gonna go for these stuns. Dsylexic is gonna have a couple of shots on him. Siphonic actually waiting in the wings. Gets taken down. Beautiful shot out by Absenz. Now BGod's pushing up. Marshall will get one there. Your main man, the man you said changed his name, but it made it easier for everybody to pronounce it. I know Shockwqve might have been easy for some, but if I'd have said that 3 times fast, I'd have probably said something I shouldn't have on screen. So we're gonna have Maniik trying to get a little cheeky there on Dsylexic, and a great couple of kills. Things have been flipped on their head, Taylor.
I like this. BGod 1v2, bit of a mismantle, no worries. BGod cleans it up. Actually, Faith does from the back. That's levels. Carnage going in for the domination. It looks like they're going to be successful. Jack's nowhere in sight. Talk about turning the round on its head. That big battle for B went to the way of Morningstar Gaming, and they even tried to go for the overextension, get a little bit greedy, if you will, lock in that domination. They only had 2 members down from Carnage Gaming, but Carnage able to turn it around, get the domination themselves, and tie it up 1-1.
That's a beautiful retake by Carnage. Actually, one of the things that sets out to me right there is Carnage is very much struggling with their early initials, with their Lancer damage, with getting those first couple of kills. But once they could pull Morningstar into their fight, get them to try to push that triple cap at the home hill, and they could get it into a bunch of shotgun fights and get meat shields into the mix, it was a completely different ball game. I don't know, that's not a very sustainable style of offense, but if it works, it works.
Definitely seemed like it worked. I mean, overall, I guess don't fix what's not broken until it gets broken. No reason to fix it. Good instant connection, though, from Maniik. And that is going to allow Morningstar Gaming to once again push up onto B. I like this aggression. Instant gets thrown. Obviously, it's going to miss. Siphonic, though, in a position for a 1v2. Goes in, gets challenged. Shockwqve tries to make it happen, can't. Jax will shut him down to go ahead and try and recover B. Absenz, though, is not going to let him get away with it easily. You also have Fane who's going to be pushing in on him too, Colin.
Faint was actually, I like the movement right there. Jax was actually trying to bait Faint into the train tracks. He was trying to make sure he could cut him off from his teammate. Now you're going to see the 2-to-1 hill advantage in favor of Carnage. Maniik is already down on the train tracks. A lot of lance fire out onto Absenz, but now he's going to push up. Another thing everybody needs to make sure they take great care and great notice over is how they're able to shoot back and forth across these train tracks. That Lancer damage, even going down to 40, you're slow enough to where you can get shredded and trying to run straight across it. So I'll be curious to see what they do if they try to rotate through Pavilion, go for an OE.
Those OEs, right, we've kind of seen less and less of them, right? At least in these 2 rounds. Normally, these teams are, like you said, going at each other's throats. You kind of set that storyline at the very beginning, but not as many OEs. A lot of pressure onto B instead of trying to get, you know, sneaky, if you will, across the map. For Siphonic, though, this is going to be a tough position. He will be able to lock in B, but he's got 3 members from CG looking to push in, and now he's going to be challenged, forced to back off. And this is where CG's retake potential is very strong. Morningstar, though, has been doing a great job at kind of isolating members. Prime example right there with Faint.
They get that kill now. They get a second one, third in their favor. You got 2 more to worry about. They're going to be trying to go home to home and maybe play some defense. That's going to be Absenz with that snub out, trying to just get a lot of shots in, apply damage. BGod's going to go for this retake right here and try to pull members of Morningstar back to their home. He's going to go for an up A there and get completely shut down. Can't slide into somebody's shotgun on this tuning, baby. That's just going to be a no-no factor.
No, you can't do it, man. I mean, we see players get punished time and time again because of that fact. They're so used to the muscle memory, if you will, just pushing straight in. You can't do that. You got to play it a little bit slower, more methodically. That chess match once again coming out, as you were alluding to earlier. For Carnage Gaming now, they've apexed the 200 mark, so Morningstar Gaming have to get to work, and they're trying to do it, but they just can't. Carnage Gaming's presence on tracks is too real. You've got 2 members from Morningstar who might want to pressure over towards A, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Albeit a miracle, I don't think Carnage is going to lose this round. Morningstar, they're going to give it a good fight.
Try their best right here. Absenz going to get shot over the cover. Jax is now pushing up. They got 2 good shots on him. We're going to be coming down to just the nitty-gritty. You can see that it stops, but it's not going to be enough. That 250 will mark up. 2-1 in favor of Carnage right now. And a couple of things to note if you're in chat. Losing those initials makes it very hard. Again, I can't stress it enough. I'm going to sound like a broken record most of the night when it comes to breaking down this gameplay, but when you lose the initial and you've got to come back off a respawn, the amount of damage that people can put out onto you right now makes your retakes very difficult. To me, it would promote more gameplay from smoke grenades. Maybe you bring somebody out of spawn with the smoke rather than the flash to try to block those sight lines. But right now, we just see a lot of people still using that flash. They're still believing that they can just kind of throw the flash, get loose, get the stun off. We'll get to see if that changes out. But both teams with Absenz, both teams with flashes on the map. It's going to be very interesting going forward here into these later rounds, especially the last round of the first half, where everybody's going to kind of put their cards on the table and see what you're made of.
Looks like, once again, we're going to see that big battle for B. Morningstar Gaming keeping up with kind of the pace that they've had throughout the rounds now going into the last round of the half. They've been being the first ones consistently onto B and locking it in place, giving them a big advantage. Now, I do notice, though, look at player 8. He has broken through streaks. BGod falls, and he's just a hair away from getting on the C. He just needs his teammates to go big on B, which doesn't happen. Carnage will now retake B and now has an opportunity to go in and backtrack, force player 8 off. That was Marshall. That was such a good positioning from Morningstar Gaming. If they win the fight on tracks, this round is over. We're heading in the second half. Because Carnage Gaming wins that fight, they stay alive and they continue round number 4.
Continue to push up Dsylexic. Great L trigger right there, getting the down and then coming up and finishing off. You're going to see the Lancers, though, from multiple members of Morningstar inside of the admin area. There's the flash out on a Faint. Faint's going to have to pull back. 3 strong in the area. Shockwqve with a kill, though, will break open this defensive setup. And there's a second kill from Faint. Maniik, last alive in the hill, has a meat shield that is going to go for the up A. Will get the down, but not the kill. Now they get the revive out. And a beautiful teamwork showcased by Carnage will hopefully solidify this round for them, because they have played oh so well in the last 3 rounds. They want to take this thing with a commanding lead into the second half.
Yeah, I think at this point in time, right, albeit a miracle, there's no way Morningstar Gaming is going to be able to get in, and right now they're not going to be able to get a touch. Beautiful job from CG. They've cleaned it up, and that allows them to take that 3-1 lead going into the second half, which is going to be a fun one. We talk about how aggressive both of these teams are, and we've already seen a lot of blood shed. on that Trax fight, but now we're going to get to see it a little bit more confined on entrance. But what I'm curious about, we didn't see a lot of overextensions in the first half. With that home hill now, or excuse me, the neutral hill being on E over on streets, do we still see that Trax fight? I don't think so, but hey, it's a possibility.
Definitely a possibility here. We go to the second half, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to see the 4 out of the 4 back on everybody's respawn counter as well. E-Hill going up to that entrance area, and home hills will flip from bottom to top as we come into this second half. Still playing over that E-Hill. It's a big fight and a big advantage. You're going to see the possible take by Feint. He was trying to just reset the hill right there. Didn't want to give it up that early. Shocks are out from both teams, and the incendiary from Shockwqve will clean up one member of Morningstar. Now you're going to see Shockwqve kind of move in, go for this break along with Dsylexic. Couple of kills out for Carnage Gaming, though. Give them a big advantage right now here, beginning of our 5th round.
Siphonic throws out the instant, doesn't connect, at least forces one back, but look at this aggression from CG. They're pushing up hard, but it might start to fall to the wayside as trades do come in. Feint last one up, but he's going to go ahead and give it a good shot as BGod is fighting out. He's going to drop. And yeah, I think now Feint knows he has to back up. The pressure on streets is going to be there, and he's got to provide some added protection, at least try and stop them with any Lancer fire that he can. Overall, though, Carnage Gaming, the pressure allowed them to garner about a 20-point lead. Morningstar already on the neutral, though, as they're going to probably close out this deficit pretty quickly.
And look, 10 seconds ain't nothing at all. If you can get that 2-to-1 hill cap back in your favor, you'll break that 20-point lead very quickly. There's the flashes out from the side of Carnage. They're going to be just outside of the E-Hill. Little hop over, flash back. They're going to go for the retake. Big fight breaks out. Absenz is down. That's a huge teammate to lose in that shotgun fight. And now you're going to see the extra members of both teams fly in, try to get downs, kills, or hills. But I love this big flank out of BGod. Number 2 on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, in the minimap. Going for a flank, trying to pull members of Morningstar out of the fight and into his clutches. And a beautiful job done by Carnage to not only bring members away from the E-fight, but solo them out one after the next and get those kills. Remaining left at the F-hill are the 3 members of Morningstar still alive in the round.
Now, they were here in the same position just a little bit ago in this very round. Now they're looking to make good on it this time. Player 3 from the flank. Dsylexic is going to catch off. Siphonic levels now put in the blender. And then the last one will fall, which is Marshall, and Carnage will take that 4-1 lead just on the cusp of taking map number 1. An important map for them to take, given the fact that it was, in fact, Morningstar's map. Big, impressive plays from Feint. He's been playing so very well, 14-7. It reflects in his overall KDA. And now at this point in time, you have to be asking yourself, if you are a Morningstar member, what do we do? How do we change the pace of this fight? Because honestly, I don't know what they could be doing better.
What they could be doing right now is just making sure that they get the extra damage into the fight early. Every time in that first half they were winning those initials, it was because they were getting the Lancer damage out. They were forcing Carnage not to be able to wolf pack around the map, try to get their shotguns into the fight. They were forcing them into those setup and rotate style fights, and it worked out beautifully for them. It won them the first round. They got away from that. They allowed Carnage to kind of set up with those early shotguns into the battle. Shocks out, flashes out. We're going to see a lot of damage come out from Morningstar early in this one. They're trying to win this initial to put the pressure on Carnage. They get the drop shot in their hands of Jax. If he can get that active off, he can probably get an easy pick or two. But Dyslexic's going to go for an easy up fade. Won't be able to get it, but he is going to get the down. They go for the Lancer damage. Not going to be able to get it. Jax has to scurry away with his life right here. You cannot lose your drop shot player that quickly.
Good positioning for Morningstar Gaming. Jax, even though he wasted the first one, the important fact is he got out of there, right? Dsylexic wasn't able to capitalize on that elimination, and now you have Carnage Gaming looking at a way, just a weak point, if you will, to push forward. They know they need to bait out Jax's last drop shot, last drill bit, but might not even matter. Instant comes through. He's forced to back off, and now he's going to go ahead and put it to use. Hopefully it connects, and it does on the BGod, and Morningstar Gaming feels there's now blood in the water. They're like sharks. They're going for it, and they might be on F very shortly.
What we have to do is make sure that they push in together. You see how 3 members of Carnage are actually stacked up right there in the small vicinity of one another. You're going to have to make sure that you don't give up any positioning. Incendiary out. BGod will get that kill on the opposite side of the map. He wins his 1v, so that slows things up. You don't have to push into your home now. You can allow BGod to try to push up, maybe take another 1v&E, try to get that second hill just by himself. And look at the way that Carnage is actually wolf-packing. They took 2v1 after 2v1, and they're going to continue to win these fights. BGod finally gets taken down. That allows for a second member of Morningstar to get into the area. But this is still dicey territory. They got to get that third, maybe even a fourth into the area, because Carnage Gaming is pressing up. Shockwqve, this rolls directly into the clutches of that defense. No, and a back A out of Dsylexic will find him. A double kill.
No worries at all. Dsylexic is starting to pop off. We knew this young gun was talented whenever they made it out, of course, of those qualifiers. But man, I gotta say, he continues to prove himself time and time again whenever it comes to the Gears Pro League. And now Carnage Gaming has flipped this map on its head. Gonna see them go in and back off for a little bit. The damage is done. They're on E. They're locking in the neutral levels. He's pushing up. Absenz is gonna try and get away. Actually, that's a beautiful pick, and I don't know if he got it backpack. He did. So drop shot's now gone.
Definitely gone, wiped off the map. Don't have to worry about that power weapon for just a moment. Jax is gonna be shooting over that cover, but he's gonna get taken. He's going to actually take out Feint after taking out Shockwqve. Beautiful cover battle for him and a win. We're over the 215-point threshold. Even though they've only got one hill to one hill, that is definitely going to solidify this round for them, and a lot of lives in that round for both teams trying to get a victory. One step closer, Morningstar has come to getting back into this and maybe taking it to a round 9, but my goodness gracious, Carnage Gaming still one round away, still just waiting for their moment to pounce on this first map and say, all mine, get the heck out of here. Let's take it to a map number 2.
Well, I will say this, Carnage needs to be careful. Morningstar, that initial was fantastic, right? They locked in entrance. Yeah, they had a couple of choppy moments, and it did get a little bit scary, but they won that last round, and that was because the drop shot was there. So we'll see if they can maybe use that energy going forward. Maybe turn this thing around, bring it to a round of rape. And Absenz, though, no worries at all. He goes in, gets the pickup. Shocked is just in front. He's going to try and get out. He might drop. He doesn't, actually. That was a clean exit. It's not. He got out pretty much scot-free. Yeah, they don't get E, but they've got the drop shot. He got an early pick, and he's already putting it to use.
Double kill! Oh, my goodness gracious, Absenz. Way to really connect with that thing. That was a beautiful angle. They get a third kill right there. So 3 dead for Morningstar right now. They got to angle out Siphonic. Don't push in. Give him one-shot territory. Continue to use your spacing. Dsylexic gets another kill right there. They're going to come off of spawn, but they need to make sure they play this well enough that they don't lose too many members. Absenz misses that secondary drop shot, incendiary out on the Marshall. Not going to allow him to back up. They're trying to push in. There's the hop. One more shot. We'll get the kill. It'll secure the hill. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Carnage wraps up map number 1.
Map number 1 going to them 5-2, a decisive victory. Last round being 58 seconds. It seems as if Carnage Gaming got better and better and better. If you're a fan of Morningstar, you're hoping they can win Carnage Gaming's map pick on Forge coming up next, but they need to stay alive if they want to better their record. Phenomenal game from CG. We will be heading into map number 2, Forge, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Gears Pro League Split 1 day number 9. What a map we just witnessed, at least for Carnage Gaming. They got a decisive victory over the new Morningstar roster, 5-2, and that was their map pick, mind you, Morningstar. So now we're going to be heading into Forge just coming up, but I do have to ask you, Colin, you were watching this entire thing unfold. We're now on the new tuning, 5v5. What do you think about it? Big impacts. Were there any?
Definitely the biggest impact for me is just how careful you have to be with what fights you take. I mean, you see right there, Dsylexic, he sees somebody flying at him. I hate to say it, but 2 weeks ago, that man would have gotten up-A'd into next century. All right? He'd have left part of his brainstem somewhere on the back wall. He's calm as a cucumber. I don't even know if he broke a sweat. Somebody ain't even in there. They probably even got the AC turned on right now. That man was holding that corner, holding his cover. He said, I dare you to slide at me. I triple-double dog dare you to slide at me. Hit him with a back A from hell, turned him into bits and pieces. It's my favorite thing about this tuning. You have to make sure that the fight you're taking can be won. If you're going to try to slide at somebody's cover, you better make sure you slide at somebody that's already down, because if they hit that back A, it's over for you. Or if they've got a little help over the top and you're already fully damaged, they're just going to go wide on you and continue to hit you with their mail triggers. This thing is built around tacticians. It's built around being smart up here and still talented down here, baby. It's about both of them now, and not just being able to up A every single cover you come in contact with.
Two members on Carnage I was very impressed with, Dyslexic and Fate. I think they played that very, very well. And more importantly, too, I didn't point this out, during the replays or actually during the match itself. There was a lot of assist coming out from Carnage Gaming. You can really see their Lancer fire starting to heat up. Something I think they felt very necessary because, hey, that fight on Tracks column was not going their way, at least off those first initial rounds. Even if they did tie it up 1-1, right, after round number 2, it's not like they dominated it necessarily off that Tracks fight. So those Lancer fires, getting those assists in, were pretty pivotal in getting over that victory. And I think that's going to be even more pivotal going into Forge. I mean, this map right here, Lancer fire galore, right? Especially if you can lock down certain angles. It's so hard to push through that Lancer fire.
And look, I know that everybody got to see it say that it lost a little bit of damage, but also you got to remember on this beta tuning, that it also gained a little bit of accuracy, all right? They lowered the bloom just a hair, so it's a little bit easier to fire that Lancer. You can still chew people up with it. Right there on your screen, you're gonna see Jax moving into this first cover. Real quick, I gotta give a shout out. It's one of the original, like, pre-release skins for the game. That Lancer he's got on his back is the Luke Priest Kate Diaz skin. Luke Priest designed all those different skulls that you've seen and different skins and different artwork for the game. I love all of them. I have all of them, but I love that Kate one especially. So shouts out to him for showing it out on stream.
Hey man, look, we love representing these new skins on the stream, baby. I'm telling you, we're doing it right, and you guys out there could be doing it even better. Get your skins, go to live.gearsofwar.com, complete your challenges, or quests, I should say, and go ahead and earn your free skins, if you will. 45 seconds, already up 1-0. That was a very quick round, a lot quicker than I was expecting. And, honestly, kind of the same fashion that Morningstar was able to win the first round on Asylum. So seems as if they're picking up on the right foot.
Definitely doing a much better job here in round number 1. And it starts off with that top control room fight. Again, I got to tell you, it was a very impressive fight early on. He got into that fight, able to get that first back A off, some Lancer fire on, pushed up wide, got that second shot and the down. I just really definitely on the side of this new tuning. It's all about how you're taking these fights. It's not how fast you are, it's how smart you are. Flash out from Absenz. He's gonna try to get the flash on the Jax, but again, Jax gets a stun on Absenz early. So he's got 2 shots on him, but the quick little rotation, Rody straight out, Absenz will get that kill. It'll help secure the Lancer angle down to the levels, which will scurry him back toward the A hill. Gotta be careful over here. Don't want to get triple cap dominated or give up the elimination domination, but he goes down to the 2 shot, the double down, and that is a back and forth we go. Carnage Gaming repeating the story of map number 1.
Round 1, 45 seconds for Morningstar. Round 2, 34 seconds for Carnage Gaming. If that's not an answer back, I don't know what is. Siphonic and Maniik down at the bottom, 0 kills, 1 assist. That's okay, though. Still a lot of rounds to be played. But I am liking what I am seeing so far. Super curious to see how the weapon placements do develop. Obviously, right now, they have been kind of developing as you would normally expect them to, with the utilities in the back. Plenty of utilities to work for. But I like this, right? Because ANC already captured. The fight on B is going to be very real, and it's just kind of like this big clash, right in the middle. Let's see how it goes off, man. I'm super curious to see how this is going to work out. That control tower fight still, or we need to keep our eyes out for it.
Absenz in the area. I'm curious to see how he plays there. He's going to drop his flash much more at the feet of Jax. He gets the stun rather than Jax's time. 3 shots in and a down. Maniik is going to go down as well. 2 quick deaths on the side of Morningstar. They got to be careful. Siphonic, he's back into these back pillars. He's got a teammate to his right as well. They're going to have to take these fights together, but the back gate comes through. A little mishap over the cover will cause him to lose that fight as well. Levels finds himself again alone at C Hill, but his teammates are already off of respawn. So now they're going to be trying to take it as wide as they can, but it's not much room to move back there in that hallway. Back A out of Jax will solidify it down and a kill. Maniik moves in for the respawn. And oh, by the way, playing that new Kofi Kingston skin. Again, like, can't keep my eyes off these beautiful skins all over this game.
I can't keep my eyes off of Fate, man. From Asylum over towards Forge, this man has been tearing it up. Yes, he drops to all 4s, but he put in one hellacious effort. Speaking of which, Carnage isn't done. BGod tries to just walk straight into levels. He will be punished. But Morningstar Gaming, a lot of work to be done. as they've got to close about a 50-point deficit. Carnage Gaming now off the respawn. They're already going to be applying that pressure where needed. Levels is going to be in mid, already to fight himself. Beautiful shot out to one. It gets the second. Oh my lord, now he's going in for a third. He won't get it, but that turnaround onto Shockwqve, he didn't even know what hit him.
Right. Gonna have to push up onto Marshall. He's got two behind him. This is a big time flank for them. They've also got a third member coming out of the B area. They're gonna 3v1 Feint. Now they're gonna take care of Absenz. That will solidify the B hill and the 2-to-1 hill cap for now. It looks like BGod's actually trying to push across the map, try to take this 1v1 against Levels here. Levels gets the first shot on him. BGod goes to the back end, but the second shot out of Levels will get the down and the kill. And it leaves the last three members of Carnage in a very precarious position right outside of their home hill. Marshall pushes up, shot over the cover, could be his best friend. Gets a little bit of a pellet work there. Won't be able to get the down though, as you see them scurry away, trying to play some defense here today. They have to be careful not to get overzealous in this. They got the point. They're gonna be able to get the point lead back if they get a break and pressure this triple cap domination. Jax though, reaction shot in, won't find any connection. He goes down. That's gonna open things back up for Carnage to go for another retake.
This hold now on B, though, is going to be so important for the boys of Morningstar. Marshall needs to pick up any kills that he can. It looks like they're starting to do it. A couple players from Carnage will start to fall. Siphonic, though, needs this pickup. Will hit a nice shot on the BGod, but it's not going to be enough as of yet. The pressure onto B is there. Player 7 is going to be able to get the decap. 2 is going to challenge in. That's going to be Levels, but I'm looking at 3 members now down and out for Morningstar Gaming. Levels and Marshall's last up. Carnage on all 3 hills, and as that last player from Morningstar drops, you hear the dong, and that's Carnage taking over a victory. Morningstar Gaming, Colin, needed to win that mid-fight, and they didn't despite a good effort. That's what broke them.
Beautiful back-to-back rounds. Again, Carnage using that kind of pressure offense that I talked about where they continue to press up. You even said it. You saw that Mira come flying across the map. I believe it's BGod flying across the map trying to get that last kill at the C hill, trying to continue to pressure that home hill. But all that pressure forces Morningstar to make much better decisions coming across the map. They have to take better fights because they have to retake not just their home, but they have to retake every single part of the map.
A lot of parts of the map to take, man. Look, I want to go to game 3. I want to go to map 3, rather. I want to see a reactor, but Carnage Gaming is just doing such a good job on the retakes. But Morningstar, this is the thing, though, man. They do such a great job at getting so close to victory, right? And then they allow Carnage Gaming to take them down. It could be an enemy team elimination or a triple cap. Either way, though, Dsylexic onto Jax. Maniik also falls too, and Dsylexic isn't going to stop there. Marshall's going to push up. He's going to go and back up, maybe create some distance between them. But again, that Lancer fire starting to come into play. Marshall, though, will take down Feint. Now challenges on to Dsylexic up top. Big move. It's an awkward fight. Marshall, though, too weak, and he will drop off. And Dsylexic has been living here, not rent-free, I would say. He's absolutely paying his rent, but he did a good job staying where he was, applying that pressure. But even so, with all that work done, you see the scoreline still so close. We're still in the initial, it seems.
Definitely still an initial. It's an elongated initial, maybe a secondary. Even so, you're going to see BGod on the line trying to get that snub shot across that middle line cover, and now he's going to go down from the rotation out from the cogwheel. Shockwqve is going to answer back with one on a Marshall. Unsure if anybody's going to come away with a kill just yet, but they move themselves into a very precarious position. That's a 90-degree. They're going to get X'd out real very quickly. Unsure if they can come away with all of these kills. Shockwqve playing the cover fight will get taken down. That's a big trade in their favor. Still fighting over the B hill. There's the cover take. And the B hill is in favor of Carnage. And Carnage is even going to threaten the triple cap domination. That's going to force Marshall's hand. That's going to force him into action. You're going to see them take out Dsylexic on the opposite side of the map. 4 members of Morningstar stacked up over here. You got to get your Lancers back out if you're a fan of Carnage Gaming and try to get these downs and damage in here and force them to make these next moves very carefully and even precariously, not giving up with so many downs.
And it's going to be a big push for Morningstar. They've got to throw all their eggs in one basket. You've got 3 members who are on their last life. Maniik has already brought down to 24%. He'll be okay. He'll recover. Carnage Gaming, basically anybody they pick off, for example, Levels who gets dropped off, picked up, it's just going to be so difficult. And Carnage doesn't even necessarily have to, threaten the triple cap. They don't even really need to push in and be as aggressive. They just need to get that Lancer damage and get those downs. At least right now for Levels, it's going to be a big 1v2 for him to take, and he will drop. Feint tries to go in onto Maniik, won't happen, but either way, Carnage is going to be on all 3 hills. And that looks like it's going to be it. They will take that 3-1 lead. Hey, the lives just got away from Morningstar, Colin.
trapped like rats in between two different fronts of war. And one of the things that was very impressive right there to me, I believe it was Dyslexic. They actually snuck him through the middle of the map over to the B hill, or what was the B hill. Now it's that E hill flipped down to Incinerator. But right there in the very middle of the map, he comes through the cogwheels and takes a fight at Power Room. It's a 1v1. They say, look, you're our best shotgunner. They got their best shotgunner kind of playing that back home position just in case somebody goes for the breakthrough. He wins the 1v. He pushes up. Now while he's capping the home hill of Morningstar, he's lancering them in the back. So they have to make a decision. They have to push forward. They get caught up outside of security. They get caught up at the turbines. They have nowhere to go except down in the history books 3-1.
3-1, an opportunity for Carnage to be on the cusp of map point, series point. Unless Morningstar can answer back, maybe win the swing round, bring it up 2-3. The opportunity is absolutely there, especially with them striking first onto E as well as their home hill. But I'm curious from Level's positioning. Just going to go in and lance around the Shockwqve. Siphonic applying pressure. Morningstar's looking to go in really quick for this triple cap, but unfortunately for player number 5, Maniik, he's going to be pressured by 2 people, so Carnage should be able to stay alive here, and they will, but I do like this pressure from Morningstar, but they got to taper it off, right? Keep it controlled.
Just the melee out and the shot gets the kill. They're actually pushing up. They're trying to clean out these last 2 members up here in the control room. Full spread out on a Jax. Will probably hit him for 80 to 90, but won't be able to get the down. Shockwqve has to back up. He should have teammates coming off a respawn here very soon, but not soon enough. The flash will get the stun off, forcing Levels' hand for just a hair longer. BGod does come off of respawn, but pushes out toward the Incinerator. I like the movement by Carnage. They take the F hill and then they push out to Incinerator. They're going to continue to try to split the forces of Morningstar once again and try to make them pick a fight. They're going to make them pick where they want to go on the map. But now it looks like Morningstar, with that extra kill, is going to be able to pressure up onto the members of Carnage. This is a very back and forth fight, teeter-totter seesaw, but the shotguns right now, 4 dead for Morningstar, just too strong for Carnage.
And Carnage is going to go ahead and apply pressure onto F. They're there. Player 1's going to be up top, but he's not going to be any help as of now. You need Marshall to go through and pressure Dyslexic back, which will happen momentarily, but BGod is also there for the angle, and Carnage will wisely back up and just maybe get a second wave of kills here. And if they do so, I mean, F isn't a far jaunt. I think Morningstar knows this. That's why they're going to send 2 players onto E. A lot of battle taking place on Control Tower, but it really comes down to player 3 and 5 if they get this break, and now another one is going to join. That's why you see Carnage starting to react, right? Look at him sending all 4 players down to E to try and win this fight.
Right there, you saw Level stay out of the Incinerator. They waited until they got called. They had button control, then they moved up to go for the Incinerator break. They're going to get it down in the middle of the map onto Maniik, and now onto Levels. They got to clean up some of these kills, which they get 1. 2 left alive over here, and you can see the point differential on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Still in favor of Carnage, but kill after kill, Morningstar is well within their rights to get these revives, get these hills, come right back into this. Just don't get overzealous and throw away an extra life or 2. And you can just simply win this bad boy off the 2-1 hill advantage.
Morningstar knows that. They're just going to go ahead and D up, if you will. Carnage, though, well, one thing that they've been very impressive with, whether it be on the Asylum or here, is a retake opportunity. A beautiful kill onto Siphonic, and now Marshall and Levels might feel a little bit of pressure up top. Button is going to get pressed. BGod, you got to get out of there, and he manages to do so. Maniik, though, will drop, and Feint is just a step away from getting onto E. But I think for Carnage, they know what they need to do, and you can see them starting to inch closer and closer to the home hill of Morningstar.
1 kill, the misroll from Feint comes out, and they got to worry about Siphonic waiting in the wings. He gets 1 down, 2 shots out. He's going to get the down onto Feint. That's going to be the big pickup that they need. Drop your flash and try to dash, because you're going to have to get into that hill, but the back gate comes through. 1 down, Siphonic down as well. Wow. Threatening the home hill still. It's going to be Marshall off of respawn, along with his teammate. 2 more teammates into the area. Goes for the back gate, sliding up over the cover. Shots over, Absenz down. Another kill comes through. Big time shots by Morningstar, but the elimination domination ticks through just in time. About, I would say about 7 to 8 more seconds, I think, is what they had on the win condition to live.
You know, the thing is, man, Carnage, they did not capture E. I think at that point in time, they kind of knew, all right, our last stand has to be on the home hill of Morningstar. We're just going to have to hold it in for 20, 30 seconds, and that's how we're going to take it. If they send a player back, yes, they capture the neutral, but they don't have as much presence on the home hill of Morningstar. So it was kind of a balance that they had to fight through. They ended up committing to 1, And like you said, just fell a couple of seconds short. Torque Bow is out, and that's going to be Morningstar having free reign to use it in any way they please.
Next round, I'm trying to, I just take a lot of time to kind of see how fast players make it around the map. I love what Carnage has done. 3 members up in the top control room. They want to try to push across, maybe go for a home-to-home stretch, apply pressure to Morningstar. Once again, Morningstar comes away, though, with the E-Hill. No, they don't. They didn't get capped in time. They got away with it, so they get the kill, but they don't get away with the cap, and now they're still pressuring up here. There's the Incinerator off and out. Keep eyes on Marshall as he has the T-Bow in hand. He's going to rev that up, trying to get this pick on the back onto Shockwqve. Won't be able to get the splash damage even onto him. Maybe he needs to go for the back A. The Incendiary out and won't be able to get any kind of damage onto him. That's just going to reset that fight for a while until teammates can get into the area. 2 back A attempts come out. Nobody able to get that kill just yet. It looks like Siphonic is watching like a guardian angel over the wings of Marshall long enough to help get members around the fight, but it looks like player number 0, Dsylexic, has gone into the D-Hill, is going to pressure the triple cap domination. Here comes Jax to try his hand. He goes down. Multiple members in the hill. That'll wrap things up 4-2.
I'm impressed. Dyslexic taking it on his own accord, right, to kind of push up, go to the home hill of Morningstar, knowing that his teammates were in good hands, right? And they had, you know, the Wolfpack potential to make their way through the neutral on E. And as soon as they came through that power room, they were able to get onto D and just lock it in. Good job from them. Great communication and good teamwork. That brings them up 4-2. Morningstar now at risk of losing this Pro League match here, and you know, furthering decreasing the record. I think what's a 2-7, something like that. But hey, for Carnage though, they'll be up there and should be tied with either PK or PQ depending on the loser. But all is not lost just yet. Morningstar, the potential to come back is absolutely there, but they're going to have to do it without the torque this round.
Members rotating out toward that top control fight. 1 member playing back on that middle block, and an down already comes out. Maniik has to take care of business. He slides back and forth and gets the shot on a little bit of red, but it looks like Absenz actually baits out the possible back A, walks forward, gets the next shot on. Siphonic down to the back of the Incinerator. He's going to be in a 2v1 now. He has to be careful not to get taken down and out. He's going to continue to try to get these back A's off. Not going to be able to hit enough of a spread to get downs on either. He's going to continue to live, though. I love the movement out of Marshall, finally coming away with a kill, but he will give up the E-Hill for now with that death. 4 members already stacked up at their home. This is going to be Morningstar's decision. Where do you push out? Across the top control room, back over to E. They got 2 already mounted up at the security with 2 more guarding their home. 5th member, excuse me, rotating down toward the E-Hill side of the map. This is where the push will come. Carnage Gaming needs to be stacked up and ready for it.
The reality is, if Marshall doesn't stay alive as long as he did, Morningstar is going to be looking at a wall of Carnage Gaming members all over their home hill. But because Marshall just, you know, keeps those 2 members back from CG, he allowed Morningstar to come off the respawn and obviously now come into the situation that we are currently at, and that is to make an attempt onto the neutral. For player number 8, though, that's Absenz. He presses the button and might go ahead and take a peek over at player number 3 of Jax. Maybe push in, maybe pull what a Dyslexic did earlier, but for Siphonic, though, confidently moves in, takes down Siphonic. And I'm curious, for Morningstar, what do they do from this positioning? Carnage Gaming has done a great job defensively setting up. The Lancer Fire is out. An opportunity to take E is there. But look at CG, already applying pressure on out.
It's a good job to get that E-Hill decapped. And now you see Absenz down. They tried to double push over to the F-Hill 8-0. That was going to be Dyslexic and Absenz. 2 people you don't want to have flying down the barrel of your gun. They both get taken down and out. So there's the 2-to-1 hill advantage. You're going to see Jax move across to the top Incinerator area. He's actually going to go up there for button control. They get a kill on the levels, and BGod is still alive. And the misroll from Maniik costs him his life. BGod solidifies that down and damage. Jax up at the button. Will go for the press. They roll out just in time. They get the decap, leaving them a 60-point advantage. This is going to be very precarious times for Morningstar, though. They are down by 60 or so. 200-point threshold crossed by Carnage. You're going to have to make multiple pushes, and you're going to have to win a bunch of fights very quickly. As you can see already, the 2v1 onto Dyslexic will get the kill on him. D-Hill will go in favor of Morningstar. Meanwhile, Absenz has already taken over the home hill of Morningstar. So now they're going to have to fight over the E-Hill, but with that final kill, that's 2 dead, 1 left to go at the Incinerator. The other 2 are actually rotating over from the mid-cogwheels in the home hill, but this looks like it could be all she wrote for Morningstar.
I think it's going to be Colin. I really do. I mean, I'm even looking at the respawn economy, and it's starting to look very shaky for Maniik, right? Levels, Siphonic now, and it's even shakier, right, whenever you look at the overall score line. Morningstar just doesn't have the manpower to persevere and go forth and lock in the hills that they need to. E is going to be enough. That's going to give Carnage Gaming the win condition in just about 5 seconds. Now they're going to go ahead and put the cherry on top, which is going to be D. And Carnage Gaming will, in fact, take this. It looks like it's Siphonic on his last stand, tries to get anything he can, but it's not going to be enough. And that's it, 5-2. It looks back-to-back wins of 5-2 for the boys of CG. That's a 2-0 win, and they will, in fact, better their record. And good on them, man. They played that very, very well. For Carnage Gaming now, they're 8-2. That's something to be, proud about, Colin.
That ain't nothing to scoff at, and on the backs of play like BGod, Feint. I mean, all of them were firing on all cylinders. That's one of the things that I think both of us have been very impressed with Carnage Gaming. We kept looking at it as, Dsylexic has to go crazy tonight for them to win, or Absenz has to lose his mind for them to win tonight. And all of a sudden, you're like, man, look at this. This is 5 dudes playing together as a completely solidified squad. Everybody's popping off. They're doing their jobs pretty perfectly. I know Bill Belichick would be very proud of them because everybody knows what their role is and they're playing it to a T and they're dotting their I's.
And, this is the time to do that, Colin, right? I mean, this is not the time to be readjusting and reacclimating yourself. This is the time to lock it up, right? The reality is next week is that winter major, right? It's coming up quick. So you better make sure you are fine-tuned and ready to play. Today is a great indication as to what we might see going in to the winter major just next week, December 11th through the 13th. Overall, though, I'm very impressed by Morningstar, despite that 5-2 loss on both Asylum and Forge. They had great retake potential at times. Their initials were very solid. I love the Trex fight on Asylum. And even that first round here on Forge, 45 seconds, they took it to Carnage Gaming. They didn't look back, and they took over the victory. We saw a lot of big plays from Siphonic, from Levels. But at the end of the day, they just fell short when it came to the overall teamwork to close out those rounds. Carnage Gaming seemed to excel when it came to retakes, seemed to excel when it came down to, just closing out the round, Colin.
And they did, one of the things that I can't speak enough to about with Carnage Gaming, when you talk about being able to stop rounds from being closed out onto them, they did a fantastic job mid-round of pulling Morningstar into bad fights, bad conditions, where you could see them getting lancered out from multiple angles. I mean, you had 3 people trapped at the incinerator in 2 different rounds back-to-back where they're getting constantly lancered, just that tick damage. Every time you think you're safe, you're not. And that comes in big time, and it comes in a big handy against some of those upper echelon teams. I mean, if you can keep damage constantly on your opponent, and they're never comfortable in any fight. I mean, that is absolutely huge, especially in late round, like you said, where you're trying to close out a round. Oh, I gotta fly through the security, but I'm only at 70%. Now that guy, instead of having to get a chunk, that guy has to hit a 6-pellet round in order to get you down and out.
Yeah, and you can really see that reflected in the overall assists. BGod had like 24 assists to his name. That Lancer Fire was really implemented very well, especially on the second half when they were fighting for E. You would just see nonstop just tracer rounds going out nonstop, right? I enjoyed it, and that's Carnage Gaming. That's going to be, I think, their ace in the hole, if you will. We already know up close and personal, they can, fight with the best of them. And I'm talking about PK, I'm talking about VQ, I'm talking about Rise UYU. But whenever they, now start to slow it down and they have that Lancer Fire too, Colin, they start to become an even deadlier team, a more mature team. And I think mature is the way to put it because they've matured so much throughout the run through the Pro League qualifiers, now throughout the Pro League itself. But of course, this match is done for Morningstar Gaming. They do fall short, 2-0 loss for Carnage Gaming. Good on them for taking over the victory. It seems we were all 3 right. But hey, we do have another matchup that will be coming up very, very shortly. Rebel and UYU. I can't wait for this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.